Just a Robot, Toby, Creepshow Art, Hopeless Peaches, Birdie. These are some names that are, in various ways, attached to the online art community, whether it be on Twitter, YouTube, or other platforms. Another thing they and many others also have in common, though, is their pest-like nature, their deeply annoying and occasionally dangerous behavior, and the constant drama surrounding them. Today, we're going to take a look at online artists and why they're so terrible. There's a beautiful saying I've occasionally come across that's along the lines of this: generative AI is God's punishment for annoying Twitter artists. I'm inclined to agree, especially because of everything that's going to be discussed in this video. In the past few years, as generative AI has gotten more and more adept at creating images using prompts, concerns of these models taking jobs from real artists have been on the rise, and I think they're not unfounded. We've seen plenty of examples of brands and musicians and other people with definitely enough money to hire real artists using AI to generate a weird-looking picture or logo for free. While the concerns of job loss may be valid, the bigger, more pressing issue that's occasionally overlooked is the massive environmental impact of generative AI. A study shows that 5 times the amount of electricity that's consumed by just a simple online search is used from one ChatGPT prompt alone. However, if you go somewhere like Twitter, all you'll see is people talking about how AI scrapes art, steals from artists, kills real art, and other things like that. While AI models do scrape from online art, and this is a real issue, the behavior that arises from this concern is annoying. Constant posts virtue signaling about how they're real artists, screaming about AI slop on any joke post with a generated picture, and accusing any artist of using AI. If your art looks too smooth, has a mistake in lighting or anatomy, or has some other element that the How to Spot AI Instagram post they saw shows, they will harass and hound artists about how they're a talentless hack who uses AI. It gets even stupider when they see any example of automated or artificial intelligence and immediately lose their minds. AI is used in coding and robotics and game design and medicine and has made things much more efficient and smooth in various fields. But people mistake this for generative AI, which, like the name suggests, generates text or images based on prompts. These things are different, but people who boycott a game because they coded the enemies to have intelligent player tracking don't understand this. All in all, the insanity about generative AI and online art communities is valid in the same way the satanic panic was. There is negative elements, but the concern is directed towards a smaller part of the issue, and the solution for it, right now at least, is really amounting to screaming into the void and at other people. Artists online are incredibly diverse, but with that comes wildly different opinions and often arguing. There's the fighting over AI as discussed, but there's certainly other topics that are absolutely run into the ground. If you go into fandom spaces, the first big discourse you're probably going to see is the absolute dead horse that is pro-shipping. I have, when I was younger, gotten deep into this debate, and nowadays, oh my god, I don't even have a job, but I still feel too employed for this. The term pro-ship is pretty much what it says. You're pro-shipping characters. But you'd be led to believe that people online that pro-shipper means pedophile. This comes from people shipping problematic things like dynamics that would be illegal in real life. And while wanting to see Dean and Sam Winchester from Supernatural Kiss is kind of odd, I really cannot bring myself to care, especially not to the level some people do. People will send threats and harassment to people they deem as shipping in problematic ways, even going out of their way to seek out content they deem as gross and weird. Another issue is drama over headcanons. A headcanon is something you see a fictional character as having or being that they aren't shown to possess in the media that they come from. Some examples include headcanoning a character as gay or trans, or seeing a non-human character as a specific race. And while this certainly isn't a problem, people will absolutely make it one. People who draw, for example, the My Little Pony characters as human will often get comments complaining about skin tones no matter what. If you draw Pinky white, you will be shit on. If you draw Pinky black, you will also be shit on. It is so serious for these people. This is the big one. Every so often, an artist online will be called out with a Google Doc for getting weird with underage people on Discord. Without fail, it's usually some loser grooming fans. Why you would be a fan of someone like this, I really don't know. But the main thing is, there are an abundance of artists online, influential or not, who are outed as either weirdos or absolutely vile people.
Sorry, the audio cuts out. Some examples, though, are kind of stupid.
Such as Birdie saying Kitty Dog groomed her when Birdie was 12 and Kitty Dog was 14, or Birdie also saying a 13-year-old groomed her when she was 16. Really great stuff we got going on. But the fact that predatory behavior is so common within the community really is concerning, especially considering the amount of young artists who are looking for advice and support from people they think they can trust. The root of the issue, honestly, is unlimited internet access from an early age for every party involved, but really that's a topic for another time. If you go into the art community spaces, you're bound to be inundated with drama and weirdos and virtue signaling, but there are some actually talented people that manage to stay away from the cesspool of typical social media behavior. Ultimately, the problem with the art community is that it's too big to really be a cohesive group, and like any group, there's terrible people who ruin it for everyone. Hi, I'm Tommy. This is my first video, and it may not be super great, but I've always kind of been interested in making videos to talk about my opinions, so I decided to go for it. I'm really inspired by creators like Turkey Tom and Internet Anarchist and Kiwi Tapes, just a bunch of people basically who cover insane people online. Please subscribe, and if you liked this, then like the video. If you did not like it, be rude in the comments, I guess. Bye.